Alright, hi everybody. We're just taking a few minutes, getting some things prepared energetically. Um, this is a very special and very powerful culmination point, um, both astrologically, with the configuration, with the eclipse energies. There's this sort of opening, and so much of our collective power and our consciousness and our intention as we band together, right? Meditation has been scientifically proven by now to have effects on things when people are in proximity, when people are banding together with, our hearts, which transcends space, but banding together with collective intention. And so this period and this alignment, I felt immensely called to just wait. There were a few other sharings and things that we were kind of debating on posting up, but there was a very strong calling to come together and come before you on this date and this time. And it's absolutely perfect. So I wanted to share a little bit just about the background energetics, and just little things like that briefly. You'll notice this live has a very long description, because most of the things that I'll share are sort of covered more in depth there. So I would encourage you to read it there. It's also the reason why there's a big please share thing on it. Just beyond the regular, just getting this to as many people as you can. This is very particularly critically important. So if there are people in your friends list, social media, family, whatever, that sort of resonate with these kinds of awarenesses and are awake to them, or not, just the music itself is very powerful in getting them to sort of gather together in this collective moment. So really what it comes down to right now is this configuration is a very rare alignment. This has been building up to this point right now for a very long time now. Very, very, very long time. And this point definitely involves a lot of inner work, a lot of clearing within our inner reality, old patterns and things like that, as always. But in particular, this one really connects, at least from everything that I've been gathering and feeling, that's relevant for me to share with this music, with this transmission. From this perspective, a lot of change with our outer reality, within our world. Now, this also, with the mechanics of consciousness, this is all just, what is within, so is without. So we are always coming into our heart. We are banding together and sending our vote to these things, with the positive change and breakthrough. Which is sort of the overall theme. And you might notice in my energy there's a very masculine, very straightforward strength to it. Always with the compassion, always with the softness and recognition that these things that are falling away are just sort of, we're waving goodbye to them. They've had their time and they're moving through. It's compassion. It's not, I'm going to kill you to death. It's that's sort of the unbalanced masculine energy of just fighting fire with fire. But overall, there actually is a very strong emphasis on maintaining that strong masculine energy of the will, the intention, as we band together. So the overall theme has been so much about change and breakthrough. Now, there are many things sort of hitting a boiling point right now within our outer reality in the world. They're kind of just bubbling up, and they're ready for this breakthrough. And we're talking everything from the socioeconomic change to even the debt, slavery, the old financial system. Those of you who are more inclined in that direction, it's very interesting because right now there's actually a very powerful thing that's kind of waiting behind the scenes, seeing how the consciousness will play out. And I encourage you to definitely look into this, because I think tonight around 12 a.m. Peru time, so it would be 11 p.m. tonight, Saturday night, Central Time, however else that translates. There are mass meditations. There's a lot going on as well. And if music is more resonant with you, then that's the best way, because all the mass meditations are basically, the instructions are, go in your heart, come into your space of the channel, the openness, the consciousness, your intention. And then from that space, send your ripple, send your vote, send your knowing, your excitement for the change and breakthrough. That's it. And you can spend 2 minutes doing it, 5 minutes doing it, 20 something. I'll be playing for about that long. So there's so much change that's ready to happen, but there's almost this demarcation point where what we do right now will determine what happens in the near future and in the days to come. And it can be just like this. Like the saying goes, if all people on the earth just one day at the same moment kind of just awoke to this deeper compassion and this sense of unity, just in that one moment, it would just like be world peace, like instantly. Things would just shift, like just transform. The trick is that there's so much sort of suppression and there's like distraction and all these things that are kind of keeping us away from being within our space, within our power. And so that we don't always do that at the same time and collectively and things like that. But these demarcation points, those who are really inclined and aware of this are really, really focused on sharing, getting that message out there. So there are hundreds of different groups that are all kind of putting this out there. And I sort of just flow along with my life and feel what I'm called to, and I have been immensely called to this. So this sharing, this transmission will be about this breakthrough and change for a collective, for humanity, for our old financial system, for just this liberation from the old chains that have sort of invisibly colored the way that our life has been for countless generations. We like don't even know any different, and there's these grids and control systems and things that just filter us out from being in our true awareness, in our higher connectedness, in our guidance in every moment. And they're sort of filtering it out to where we're only seeing just the 3D world around us. All of these things are just like ready to receive a lot of light, and if you receive enough light, it just boils them. It just goes into this breakthrough boiling point. And I wanted to share this with everybody so that ahead of time. Just whatever your intention is, whatever you're going through in your life right now, just know that there's this overall theme of just breaking through and freedom from it. And if your theme that's relevant in your life right now is just breaking through an old pattern or things that have been holding you back, just focus on that. You don't have to force yourself to be in this sort of collective focus. As you do that, just knowing that you are one soul sort of adding to this collective ball right now. That's perfect. It's like I put in the description, if any of you have watched Dragon Ball Z, it's a lot like the spirit bomb concept, where the main character is gathering the healing essence from all around the earth, and he's asking every soul on earth for just a little bit of their help, their support. And this is exactly, I would liken it exactly to this that's happening right now. It's over these next 2 or 3 days, really, but the peak and the culmination point is today and tonight. And there's like I was saying, this eclipse point and after the penumbral point, and there's just a lot of different key points, but it doesn't really matter necessarily when you tune into this. Even if it's after this period, you're still sort of retroactively adding to that ball of energy, this collective vote. The power of our collective consciousness is immeasurable. If enough people, that's what they say by critical mass, if enough people gather into just this simple, heartfelt, this is enough, we're done with the old things that have sort of oppressed us and held us back. If enough people do that in this same collective space, it just adds to the ball, and for long there's nothing stopping that from being this breakthrough. So I wanted to just share briefly, again, whatever your personal intentions for what you would like to sort of break through and move forward, and just know that this is a very strong demarcation point. There's no going back. So when you're really determined in this, just know that it will really propel you forward, and there's nothing, those pulls to to the old are just going to dissolve in this eclipse energetic, in this immense astrological configuration that we have right now, which is immensely rare. So take this opportunity. Be with yourself, be with your heart, be with your joy, your intention. What are you excited about creating in the world, about expressing in your life ahead? And then, however that parallels to or not, to just the collective humanity intention, please do just share via Facebook or via social media. And if we can get enough people sort of joining into this bubble, it will be just absolutely immense. So thank you all for joining. I think I'm going to just go ahead and transition to the music, which will just be embodying that vibration. So just tune in, listen, open your heart. There's nothing you have to try to do. Just surrender and feel the joy of what excitement and change will be like. We deserve it. So I will see you on the other side. So much energy running through my body, it's almost hard to ground it all. Beautiful. you speak, my beloved. Yeah, it's been sitting here joining me, supporting. Thank you. There's just so much coming through. I felt, as always, just continue to be with the music. Continue to let that energy ripple out from you, through you. It begins with you, it heals you. Let that intention continue to be sent out and ripple out into this collective bubble. Feel our strength, feel our power, feel the paradise that is slowly building, that is embodying, that is manifesting on the earth now. Every one of us really, really matters, like they say with the votes, like your vote matters. It does, but this really, really matters. Even just the 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, or even just putting your hands on your heart a few times, these next few days, and just throughout, and just saying, may all beings, may all of us come into the freedom and the liberation that we deserve from all of the old, all the oppression. It has served, and now it no longer does. And this demarcation point, this transformation, nothing will be the same. It will take time, it'll ripple back out from your outer reality, and it will show itself. But in the meanwhile, it all begins with the consciousness. It is the seed point. It is the stillness, the isness that is behind all of this. So thank you for some of you stretching a little bit outside of your comfort zone, or just some of you really, really delving powerfully into this. I could feel people crying. I could see people sort of joining like this, like just with their hands with their hearts, and on a symbolic spiritual level. And it was just incredible. Thank you all so much for all that you are doing, for all that you have done for humanity. Just little things, just checking people out at the grocery store, anything. Sharing your light, sharing that secret, that joy, that wisdom that resides within, that flows through us when we allow it. Really, really powerful. So again, if you are able just to share this with others or to pass it on, that will not be the case with everyone, but I just felt so strongly for this one to make it more of an outreach. So I also wanted to add a note. As I was playing, I felt the energy of this. There's such dedication and resolve. There's such a strength that was flowing through me, appropriately so. It was for a reason. It was to provide that stability, the electric, for the lightning, to be the strength upon which all of our intentions can sort of flow into this collective ball. But make no mistake, the energy itself, that is the transformative presence of this, is not that overly strong masculine. It is that balance point. It's sort of like the 0 point, the eclipse between that softness and the love of the feminine, and that strength and the firmness and the will of the masculine. And where they merge, it opens up like this third reality, this third portal that is a 0 point, that is the truly transformative energy. So in all of my years of medicine work and healing work and everything, the greatest message and teaching from the plants and spirits of the earth, Mother Earth, are reminding us always that this feminine, this goddess energy, is never to be left behind. We have been, as a collective, so used to that pushing forward. The ego, the survival ego, is so much about, how can I, make sense of my reality so that my body can survive, right, and pay the bills and everything. It's this controlling grasp, and we've just been so accustomed to this for ages. That's actually one of the patterns that's shifting now. And as more of the goddess presence is coming in the grids of the planet energetically, for those of you who are more esoterically and energetically minded, you'll know all about this, that this is happening. There's a great softening that's happening, and it's making all the shit fly out of the woodwork. That's why we're seeing what we're seeing on the planet, but it's because of this great change and this softening, to be merged with that strength and the foundation and the stability, support in the name of love that is the masculine. So that love and the will, there's nothing more powerful than their union, than that space between them. So I urge you to remember this. Be softer, be kinder in your life. As you approach these things, don't approach them with, we're going to destroy you and fight fire with fire. Just with that soft sort of wisdom, the Buddha smile, and the Neo, just know, like, it's done. Your time is done. I am so immensely grateful for all the guidance that we've received that has led us to this point, that has allowed me to share in this way. And like I said, all the healing work, the medicine work, the plant spirits of the earth are just I just cannot describe my awe for all the teachings that are there to receive for people. One of the reasons we have had this sort of little hiatus, we were busy working with this next brew of ayahuasca medicine, which has just been so powerful. We actually had a ceremony last night for this entryway to the eclipse and the union, and just clearing things to be able to more powerfully share between ourselves, just Angelica and I, and preparing for clarity and the ways to navigate for the times ahead. So we are really excited to share this medicine as we have been. Just opening up the channel for people to receive, right? And it's just the amount of things that people are able to go and delve into the very depths of the feminine, the womb, the shadow aspects. Not just the love and light and the knowing that you are the one, but really merging deeply into that feminine presence. For example, with ayahuasca, it has just been absolutely immeasurable. And it was a bit challenging. We've had 2 really strong ceremonies for clients, and people have been coming, and we're still sort of integrating this process of being really sensitive and really open. But it has been beautiful, and all of it has been perfect. And we are immensely excited to just be sharing more as we speak. The temple, which is going to be where we are moving the ceremony space rather than just in this, this living area, is being built, continuing. Everything is going well. We are waiting, kind of getting the walls and the interior is being built. As that's completed, we'll probably show more pictures and do more updates. For those of you who are interested in this work, or interested in medicine work or healing work, or just resonate with us or the music or anything at all, or would like to contribute to the temple being built and all of these sort of future steps for the years ahead, for what's ahead for humanity, just get in touch, send me a private message. Eugene Sedletsky on Facebook, or Angelica is also tagged in this, or our little healing center page, Agilawasi, House of the Eagle, or just leave a comment and we'll be here. So once again, please continue to sit with this. Send us your comments, feedback. Let me know how things are for you, what you're experiencing in your personal individual reality. I am so grateful that you were all able to join in, and I'm also grateful that our Wi-Fi was actually working after 2 weeks of some strange issues, so that we can reconnect in this way again, even from these holy mountains of the Andes in Peru. To have this is just such a blessing. One day the piano will also be updated in this way as well, so it won't be a digital instrument, but a wonderful acoustic piano in our new space. So excited for the days, the months, the weeks, all this time to come. It's all shaping up, and I have so much trust and gratitude for you, for all of us, for our collective spirit, for the earth, for the plants of the earth, for the spirits. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you to my dear Angelica. As our flutes fall over. And yeah, we will keep in touch. Send us a message, and we love you so very much. Happy transformation, and may we all powerfully move forward together. Aho.